top June sneaker releases, and we got things like Nike, Jordan, and more, and it's going to be a copper pass. So first things first, before we start this video off, let me know in the comment section, what is your favorite sneaker of 2025 so far? And let's go ahead and let's see what Carlos Vega got to say about the top June releases. Now, before we go ahead and start this video off, I do want to go ahead and say and remind you guys, if you're new to the channel, I do post these videos every single Sunday, but twice. So you'll get 2 videos out of me every single day. But specifically for Sundays, you'll be getting the sneaker release videos. So if you want that type of content and you want that reliability, go ahead and make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell on my channel. But let's go ahead and see. I'm really excited. I haven't tapped into a Carlos Vega minute or Carlos Vega video in a minute,
in my opinion.
So this should be a great video,
y'all. Have a little bit of a buzz going on. Also, release dates are subject to change, so don't kill me in the comment section. I don't control all of that. You feel me?
That's
also
real.
I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with some Jordan releases first, and then hit you with a sprinkle of the rest of the sneaker brands. So with all of that out of the way, let's get right.
But can we talk about this backdrop? Like the way the colors are, even from that background in that screen, y'all can see in that, not computer, but that little TV screen in the back right. That is such a fire setup, I gotta say. So here we got the Jordan section.
So the first release that I want to talk about is the Jordan 5 Maniere in the
I'm gonna move myself so y'all can see that a little better too. But hopefully, move my, there we go.
Or a colorway set to be releasing on June
Maniere.
7th for 200.
This looks amazing. So it says violet ore. Is that supposed to be like a violet type of purple maybe? I would love it if it's like a brown. If it was like a brown.
$25. And I do that because
they were supposed to release either way, it looks fire.
And that's why I always say release dates are subject to change. Either way, I'm going to say the same thing I said last month. They look very good, very nice. Love the 23 in the quarter panel. Love when they do that with Jordan 5s. The Nike Air branding in the back. Of course, we cannot expect nothing but good quality from Maniere. But again, the same old.
Looks dope, man. Jordan 5s is growing on me, y'all. Believe it or not, man. I used to not like Jordan 5s, but they look real good.
Color blocking. That's just my opinion, of course.
Right here.
But I was actually pretty excited when they dropped that Jordan 5 in that blue colorway, which was pretty different from Maniere.
What colorway is this?
And that's actually something that wind up getting me excited and to actually buy it because they look very different. They got the.
It has like almost like that aged look, like it's kind of like from 1985. You know how like those pairs kind of age with time and they kind of have that yellowing. This gives me that same type of vibe.
Good materials. So look, at the end of the day, go ahead and cop. They are actually pretty nice. But for me in this situation, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass.
What?
Woo!
He said pass?
This is actually a fire colorway, a heater for sure, and that is the Jordan 14 in the Ferrari colorway.
Is this really a heater, y'all? I don't know what people see in these Ferraris, y'all. It's just like not really my vibe. I don't know if it's the overall build. I don't know. I guess if I bought a Ferrari, I probably would wear these right here. It's like just like a cool little flick. But man, they don't really. These shoes don't really look appealing to me. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section.
On June 11th for $200.
Is it the storyline? Because I don't see it.
For sure. I actually used to have it back in the day. And yeah, I'll explain what happened. But either way, that red suede, that little yellow Jordan type of Ferrari logo right there in the top portion of the sneaker. Carbon fiber type of materials. I mean, they look, but it's not really carbon fiber. It looks very clean. If you're a car enthusiast, I don't see why you wouldn't go for these. If you love red,
and I am a car enthusiast, but I don't know.
And they actually have different Jordan, Ferrari,
I like the whites.
Type of colorways maybe dropping
the whites
in the
is
near
definitely
future.
More my vibe.
But this is the OG Ferrari colorway, and I think that they look very good. I used to have them, like I mentioned before. I put them in consignment, and for whatever reason, the shop decided to go out of business, and yeah, shit out of luck, right? But either way, the sneaker looks very good. Truth of the matter is that the whole reason why I put them there to begin with was the fact that it was an all red sneaker. I already had other red sneakers and I wasn't really rocking them as much. But it's a beautiful sneaker for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and try to see if I get them, but in my opinion, these are definitely a cop. The next release is the Jordan 1 Low in the rust pink colorway, set to be releasing on June 21st for $140.
How do y'all feel about lows,
sneaker,
y'all?
if you were to ask me. I don't think that is the best sneaker for the summertime. I don't think.
Not even that is not the best sneaker for summertime. I just feel like the Jordan 1 lows are not really my vibe. I guess ones have never really been like a thing for me. I've been more of like a 4s, maybe 11s type of dude, but I don't know what it is with the ones.
Sneaker for the month of June.
I feel like I gotta wear jeans.
Maybe if you get them on sale
with
or
them,
something like that, it could be a good summer shoe for sure. Of course, they have the black toe type of color blocking, where they have more white and black in the toe box and then the actual color in the back. I feel that they dropped the highs like 5 years ago, and it was actually pretty sought after. It maintained their value as well. I don't think
I probably would go highs over lows.
For the lows. But at the end, I think it's a pretty clean sneaker if you were to ask me. Again, if you like this whole type of salmon rusty type of pink colorway. For me specifically, you already know the vibes, and based on the tone of my voice, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass. Every time I see this sneaker, it's literally the same reaction. They're just so beautiful, and they were supposed to release back in April. I was really sad that they didn't. Now we're getting them in June. You probably already know what I'm talking about. The heater of the month, in my opinion, and that is the Jordan 5 Grapes, set to be releasing on June 21st.
Fire.
Hopefully. For $210. Wow, man. This is just a perfect sneaker for spring and summertime. I just want to say that right off the bat. The fact that we're finally getting them now with the Nike Air branding, you know, an official pair, because they did release that whole Fresh Prince version that had no laces. That was not the vibe, but this one right here is the correct way to go for sure, man. They were famous, of course, by Will Smith in the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, especially in the first couple of seasons. It was such a vibe for sure. A 90s favorite, and in my opinion, one of the best Jordan 5s, probably top 3 for sure. I mean, look at them. White, purple, teal, Nike Air branding in teal in the back. I mean, when do you see Jordans that are actually in this type of color blocking and colorway? You hardly see that, and the Jordan 5 Grapes, in my opinion, is a perfect execution of that color. Again, perfect for the summer. You already know the vibes. I'm pretty excited. This is definitely a cop.
I agree. Okay, now we got a couple of regular.
All right, so in this portion of the video, I want to go ahead and talk about other sneaker brands as well, other than Jordan brand. And the first one that I want to talk about is the New Balance 2002R in the protection pack colorway.
Now, what y'all think about these right here, y'all? I ain't gonna lie, I'm a really big advocate for these right here. I like that type of like distressed look. If y'all can see on the forefoot, I love the overall design and how it kind of looks rustic. That kind of makes sense. Like, it looks more like worn in. And yeah, for $150, I haven't tried the 2002 Rs, but I have tried the 1906 R, and hoping they're kind of in that same area of comfort and like lightness. The other 1906 Rs were pretty light and really comfortable. So I'm pretty sure these 2002's gotta be nice.
A lot of people actually like this protection pack. It's pretty much what started the whole distressing type of pairs.
Even the white is cool.
And they're releasing it in the 3 OG colorways. The Rain Cloud, which is pretty much the gray colorway. We have the charcoal gray type of pair, and then we have that white creamish pair, which gets pretty much overshadowed a lot by the gray pair. But either way, it's definitely a classic by New Balance, one that it was pretty much hyped back then. I think it was released back in 2021 or 22, and now we're getting it in 2025. Now, I do have a lot of New Balances, and I also have something very similar in a 1906R pair, but at the end of the day, if you like it, go for them for sure, because I feel that they are a classic. But for me specifically, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass. Up next, we have a classic for sure, and that is the Nike Air Max Uptempos 95s in the Chicago colorway, set to be releasing on June 5th for $160.
It looks so like
famous by Scottie Pippen himself back in 95 and 96. The Bulls were just killing it, and also Tony Kukoc used to rock them as well. If you were into that whole sneaker history, but either way, man, these are fire for sure. White leather in the top portion.
They remind me like some old LeBrons.
Black LeBron had some shoes like that kind of giving it that Concord almost type of feel, type of vibe. Little red swoosh right there on top of the Air unit as well, and little red bungee pull tabs as well. Classic classic Uptempo 95
Look real
colorway.
comfortable though.
If you're into 90 basketball sneakers, this one is definitely one to get. And you know what? I was gonna say pass, but I kind of want them just because it's a nice black and white red colorway. It goes with the black Bulls jerseys very well. So cop for sure. So unfortunately, the release date of the OG colorway got postponed, but at least we have this one that looks pretty good, and some people actually prefer this one, of course, and that is the Nike Air Max 95 in the bright Mandarin colorway. They're also giving it that big bubble treatment, and it's gonna be releasing.
Man, these have been dropping all year long. Like I've been seeing 95s all like years, but bright Mandarin for 180.
On June 6th cool. For $180. Very
these just feel like a regular sneaker to me. I definitely would not pay $180 for.
Might be a good alternative to the
green
OG colorway since we're not getting it till 2026. But yeah, man, the Air Max 95 is one of those sneakers that I never really gotten into. I don't have no 95s, but I don't want to settle for these. I feel that they look very clean, and if I can get these maybe on sale, I would probably cop just to have an Air Max 95. But I feel like I'm gonna wait for the OG colorway. So as you can see, I'm probably gonna go ahead and say pass, and you're right, sir. For me, it's gonna be a pass. All right, so this is kind of a lazy type of release, but sure, let's talk about it. The Maniere Nike Air Force One in the triple white colorway set
fire off rip,
releasing on June 6th for $150.
Wow.
I'm gonna say again June 6th because they
looks like the padded collar like on your ankle is different too, where you insert your foot.
Ahead and change the date, but it is lazy. Again, a triple white colorway. How many triple white Air Force Ones we need from different
like a yellow
like
bottom,
Grape and I don't know, other collabs, but we have this one, and the only difference is, well, not the only difference, but the major difference is that they have kind of a translucent sole at the bottom, which I don't even like either, because that's gonna turn yellow and it's just gonna look disgusting. And yeah, it just,
man, right now, how they looking right now out the box, these is amazing. I got nothing to complain about. Man, I just love me a pair of white Air Force Ones, and the fact that they kept it like the same way
doesn't work with a triple white crispy pair of Air Force Ones. That's just my opinion. I'd rather have a crispy white of Air Force Ones, and if I can get 10, I will go ahead and do so they could always be crispy white. But of course, they have the Maniere in the midsole right there. Very good quality. So if you want a nice Air Force One with very good quality, of course, you can get these for sure, other than the, you know, horrible quality that we get from a regular Nike Air Force One. But at the end of the day, again, it's a triple white Air Force One. How many of those we need? I don't know how many you need, but for me specifically, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass. All right, ballers, this one is for you. Kobe fans, this one is for you. We have the Kobe 4 Protros in the CHBL colorway, set to be releasing on June 6th for $190. Very bright, very nice colorway for playing basketball, not to rock casually. You know, I feel like if I am gonna rock something casually, it'll be the Kobe's, but these ball for sure, and I think that they look very good. The whole yellow bright colorway with nice speckles in the midsole right there. You know, the Kobe 4 is not necessarily the most popular, but I heard that it is actually a pretty decent sneaker to ball in. Of course, it's not a Kobe 6 or even a Kobe 8, but at the end, if you are a Kobe fan, I feel like you're gonna go for these. And the fact that we're now getting more Kobe's here and there, these might not necessarily sell out instantly, but at the same time, if you do like them, don't sleep on them. For me specifically, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass. Is it me, or is Nike not pushing the SB Dunk Low model a little bit more than usual in 2025? That's just kind of my observation, but either way, we have the Nike SB Dunk Lows in the red Stardust colorway, set to be releasing on June 12th for $115.
Are they trying to revive this sneaker back from the dead? Man,
I don't like this colorway. One that I feel that matches almost with every season. Like, you could easily rock these in fall time. Kind of reminds me a little bit of that ceramic colorway that used to be like orangey and green. At least the materials kind of feel that way as well. But for me specifically, I don't know if I like these a lot. I do like the color blocking. I think it's a pretty interesting type of colorway Maybe if I was to be skating, I'll probably just rock them for skating, not necessarily casually. But for me specifically, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is a pass. Guess what? We have another Nike Dunk Low, and this time is a collab, so I do like him a little bit more. Call me a hype beast, whatever. Either way, we have the Limosine Skateboards in the Nike SB Dunk Low colorway, set to be releasing on June 19th for $135. Pretty interesting sneaker, one that looks a little bit like a basketball, but then when I started reading a little bit more on them, it's actually made after a football. That's why you get that brownish, reddish type of tone of leather, and it looks pretty nice. They look simple, but at the same time, they do stand out. I don't feel like I will get a lot of wear.
What y'all think about these, y'all? I'm trying to think.
Casually, but maybe in a
they look very different.
Maybe rock those black laces and call it a day.
Like in a good way. I feel like these would be a very nice
pretty nice as well. So if you do like them, if you skate as well, this is a cop for sure. For me, it's gonna be a cop. That's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the top.
So yeah, that was basically all of the top June sneaker releases. There may be more, but with that being said, this is what we got in store for today, and there's gonna be another video dropping as well if you want to see that video. But for now, you guys, go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what your favorite sneaker of 2025 is so far. And with that being said, you guys, if you guys want to see some more sneaker release videos just like this one, go ahead and click the playlist right here.